Hey everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, Split ran away with the box office title, leaving poor Xander Cage back in the dust. Let's do it!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown here on Popcorn Talk. This, of course, is the show where we look back at the box office that was, and then, what do we do, Kari Lane?
Our Quinn's not here to, because she says it with such enthusiasm.
That's right.
But she'll be back, guys. Don't worry. Everyone, panics. Be like, no, don't worry. We, I think it's a thing called prognosticate. Now, How many of you did that at home?
That's right. We prognosticated about the box office this coming week. So I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
And what's up, guys? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And we'll be having the live chat up. We love when you guys chime in with us. If you're watching it later, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the box office weekend. What movies did you watch, and what do you think of the numbers?
That's right. And of course, folks, as always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
Thumbs up.
So yes, and as Kari mentioned, the chat's up and running, so hop on in. And while we do that, we'll hop into this past weekend's box office. Coming in at number 1, very much a surprise, I think, from our discussion last week.
It's one of those yes and no. I am not surprised because we have seen many a times horror movies do really well. We haven't had one in a little bit while. Our engineer, you want to chime in there? Hello.
Neil in the booth.
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
This is Neil in the booth.
Yay! So Neil made an excellent point of why this Shyamalan. I only make fun of it because everybody kind of does. Not that makes it okay, but it's kind of funny to say it that way. I normally love his movies, and it's been a little while since he's had a good one. But Neil, if you want to give a really brief, why do you think this one did better?
Sure. Well, looking at his body of work, he did really well when he was paired up with New Line Cinema, which is a subsidy of the Disney company. He split ties with them when he wanted to make Lady in the Water over creative differences. They didn't think that an original fantasy movie, would do well, and he disagreed. So he used his own fame and money to get that movie off the ground. And since then, he thought that he could just do it by himself. So he did The Happening, which blew, and did not do very well. And then after that, he did The Last Airbender, which was awful. And just the pacing in those movies was not very solid. The acting was, stilted. It was just not very good. So I sort of surmised that he needs a leash to be good. And then if you look at his more recent movies, he did Devil, which was very contained, so that did well. He tried to span out a little bit doing The Visit, which was okay, but it did okay in box office. And then this one, which I believe was produced by Universal, apparently did well, and I think it's because he has that leash back. People can tell him no, and I think that's what he needs.
And Neil's right. It did very well for Universal. $40 million this weekend.
Yeah, and a couple of you in the chat are commenting that you've seen it, you liked it. If you've seen it, no spoilers, please no. But let us know, did you like it?
And certainly without giving away
$40,000 or $40,000.
$40,000. What a slow box office.
Just kidding. 40 million is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And those in the chat, of course, as Kari was saying, no spoilers, but there is as Shyamalama Ding Dong likes to do, there's always like a little, sometimes just twist at the end of his movies, and there's one at the end of this film. And I've heard mixed reviews about this twist.
Okay.
So did you enjoy this twist?
Somebody said yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
I admittedly, without seeing the film, but hearing what the twist was, I was like, I'd be interested to see how that played out. So
I'm curious.
Curious enough to go see it in the theater or wait till it comes to you at home?
Matinee.
Or
gotcha. Cheapy day. Serenity says, Last Airbender isn't as bad as y'all make it out to be. If you put aside your fandom, just watch it. No, if you compare it to the show, it's really bad. Like, the one part that stood out so much for me is, like, there's this epic battle with the waterbenders, and in the animated show, there's, like, this giant, almost, like, tidal wave destroys the ships and everything, and literally in the live-action movie, it's like, whoop, wave, and you're like, what? Like, you had an excellent source material and, like, just almost copy it. Just change it a little bit. But it was bad. It was just like the most underwhelming battle ever. You're just like, really? That's all you...
Yeah.
like,
Serenity Q26, I appreciate your comment, and I agree that The Last Airbender is better if it's better than, watching it objectively if you've seen the TV show. If you try to put away the fandom, it's definitely more, like, slightly more enjoyable, but empirically, it is an awful movie.
Okay.
The plot doesn't make sense. The acting is terrible.
Casting choices not great.
The framing is bad. The lighting sucks. It's not a very good movie.
Yes.
No, I would say Albert in the chat saying it's more of a reveal than a twist, and then Hugh Halen says the twist is good and kids set up a franchise. So.
And Hugh, I like your earlier joke about prognosticating. By the way, that was amusing.
Also the people in the chat have been chiming in about XXX. I honestly thought, given Vin Diesel's Fast and Furious franchise, how beloved that is, that him coming back with a franchise that is kind of similar in tone to the Fast and Furious would do really well. But it came in number 2, only 20 million, even though it's doing well internationally. But
it's one of those like 20s, but put you at number 2, so that's good. I didn't think it'd be number 2.
I mean, it's interesting. I look at this film as, and I did get a chance to see it.
Oh, you did?
I did see it.
Oh,
yes.
Did you like it?
It is a big pile of ridiculousness.
Okay, that's what chat room agreed with you. They said it was very ridiculous, but a fun action movie.
Yes, I would agree.
Okay.
I would compare it sort of like to Fast and Furious 4.
Okay.
Where it's kind of putting pieces in place for the next film. Like with 5, I felt like everything really came together to be awesome. And I feel like it sets up a lot of things in motion, or at least sets up the deck where the next film, if they do another one, would be a lot of fun to watch.
Now, what about in comparison to the second XXX movie? Did you see that one?
I did. Gosh, I've seen all the XXX movies. I don't want to brag.
Well,
I
love the first one, and then the second one I just really had no interest to go see. And so, do you need to see the second to go into the third?
Well, no. I mean, all you need to know is just Ice Cube was XXX in the second movie.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
And somebody commented on our last one of like, no, we have nothing against the XXX Ice Cube one. It's just more when you take a franchise and you completely change the main character, it's kind of like, wait, huh? Like, it's not necessarily bad. You're just like, ooh, change gears. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll probably see it eventually, but...
No, I think it is, and actually somebody I work with, her brother wrote the film. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, F. Scott Fraser wrote this. So... and from what she was telling me is that this was languishing in development.
One?
Yeah, the newest one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
This film was languishing forever because Vin couldn't. There wasn't a script that Vin approved.
And
so
I guess that's good.
Producers reached out to my friend's brother and just said, Vin's been rejecting every script that's coming around. Would you mind taking a crack at it? And everything you see in the trailer, from riding the motorcycle underneath the wave to skateboarding down the sides of trees and stuff like that, that was just all stuff that he added in. And Vin read it and loved it, and so they made the movie.
I mean, in a world of extreme sports are still big now, but not. I feel they were bigger probably like, I don't know exact time, but like a little while ago. Like X Games, when that was like a thing that you would want to watch on TV. But we still have a culture of appreciating those extreme sports and crazy stunts. So anytime it's in a movie, it's always like, what are they doing now?
I will say though, compare between Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto in Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
And then here's Xander Cage in XXX. Much more entertaining to watch as Xander Cage.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, he has more charisma as XXX, right? Compared to, I feel in Fast and the Furious, he's much more like reserved.
It's all about family. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. So I'm like, well, okay.
But I feel he has a little more swagger in XXX, like playful.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
So much more fun to watch in that respect. So I'm like, all right, this is a Vin Diesel that's more fun to watch. Like now that Paul Walker's no longer in the franchise, if Vin Diesel was acting more like this in the Fast and Furious franchise, just a little more loose, it'd definitely be much more fun to watch. But a little serious so far. We'll see.
And that one just has some stunt things that you're just like, yes, I'll probably see it anyways because I watched all of them too.
Of course. But I will say, if you're a Donnie Yen fan, especially you got a little taste of him here from Rogue One back in December.
And then my Bollywood lady, how's Priyanka Chopra?
I like both of them. And
the other one, Deepika Padukone.
Yes, both of them are great. Really like them both. And Donnie Yen, if you love Donnie Yen, he steals the show.
Yay!
So
cool. Okay.
Yeah. So if you
I like both of those girls, so sometimes
if you want to see a fun movie, I mean, it's the plot. It's one of those where you don't think about the plot very much because you'll start picking it apart and it'll ruin your enjoyment of the film. So just go in and have a good time.
We forgot something this
week. I know. I thought about that too as I was driving in. I was like, did not do it, folks. I know we promised week after week.
Someone's comment that I'm like, that's not what they were referring to, but I'm like,
Yes.
it's just a movie that came out that. Yeah, you want to explain what we were supposed to do?
We were supposed to be revealing, since like 3 weeks back, we were supposed to be telling everybody what our top 5 films of 2016
But Quinn's not here, so maybe, next week. It's fine.
We're conveniently coming up with excuses every week. It's almost like Richie Sky having to go see.
But I hope you guys could tell that we're like, oh no, we forgot.
Oh, like a Richie Sky dodging a box office bet film. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Thanks about my hat.
Oh, look at that. It's very nice.
My fuzzy beret.
It's just as fuzzy in real life, folks. Okay. It takes everything that you have just to not want to go and just run your fingers over the top of it. I restrained myself. I did. I held back.
Oh wait, hold on. My pink cat. They were talking about the show. Anyways. They will always. Yes, Serenity. It will always be next week.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah,
I like Sky Patterson says he can't wait to see Fast 8, and after that he's not seeing 9 and 10. Sky, it's easy to say right now, Sky. You're gonna be so sick then after 8 that you're gonna want to see 9 and 10. You can't just not see the end of this franchise.
Yeah, I would see it anyway. It's just one of those, like, since you've seen so many of them, it's like, let's go see it now.
You gotta ride it. Ride it.
I forget if I mentioned last time. I finally saw the X-Men Apocalypse. Finally, it wasn't. But you know what? I think I didn't hate it as much as everyone was gonna say how bad it was, because it was built up to be so horrible that I was like, not atrocious.
Yeah, Olivia Munn killed it as Psylocke.
Oh, she was weak. Yeah, that was a weak link of, like, that character had, like, nothing going on that I was like, I wanted more, and I like that character. Like, I know the comics a little bit, and I totally watched the shows. I loved all those shows in the 90s.
But then at the end of the movie where she just, like, slinks off, like...
But I feel that could lead into another one. Oh, maybe we did. I feel we did have this conversation. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. And then... Did I say it last week that I saw the new Underworld one?
Oh, how did you like it?
Maybe that's the thing. I'm like, we talk outside too. I'm like, wait, did we talk about it here? The newest Underworld, I did enjoy it. I don't know if it's necessarily really strong alone, but okay, here's the thing, guys. Do not re-marathon Underworld if you're going to see the next one, if only because they spend the beginning of the subsequent movies going, by the way, this is what happened last movie in like 2 minutes. And I was like, but I just watched it. I don't need to see it. Can I fast forward this part? Because they did it a little bit in the second. They did it in the third. I think there's a fourth. Yeah, there was more than I knew. I was like, what? There's another one? But the newest one that came out, they totally are like, here's what you missed if you've never seen them. I liked it enough. I'm not... Oh, no, it's not really a spoiler. It happened in the last one. Her having a daughter, like... The mother-child storyline, I generally don't find those that exciting. I'm like,
And at the end of the last film, they were able to rescue, what is this, Michael?
Michael.
Yes.
He was set free, but they don't know where he went. And so in the Underworld Evolution, Michael is in it a bit. He's out of it for a little bit because we talked about how, like, that character's so interesting and he's not in it. And you're like, wait, hold on. Then the third one, where it's like humans find out about vampire. That one I didn't love either because I was like, really? And just the basic premise was kind of annoying. But that one, he's like not in it at all. And then in this one, he's not
either. Because at the last one, he shows up at the end, right? Because there's the whole thing they have to try to rescue him, and they free him at the end.
He was frozen and he's been let out of it. Yeah. And so then you don't know where he went though.
Ah, gotcha.
But in this one, he's not in it.
At all?
Spoiler, not spoiler.
Do they even reference him?
Yes, they do.
Great.
I know, right?
Does it conclude the story or no? You could see more happening after this.
They could do another one, but they shouldn't be like, just stop.
Well.
And then just stop now.
Just stop.
It's a good little bubble. Just stop. Someone mentioned the Emoji Movie. I don't think we've talked about anything about that. I haven't.
No, Sir Patrick Stewart will be doing the poop emoji, the voice of that.
I'd maybe only watch because of that. No, I don't know.
I don't. Do I really want to see?
Yeah, this Underworld is okay. Yeah, I don't think. No, it was not amazing. I won't say that. I wasn't like, this was so good. But it's a cool action movie. Oh, the only thing I don't like is as the franchise has gone on, vampires there's less like fighting between the vampires and the Lycans, and they're just like, I'm gonna use guns, and that just got really boring. I'm like, you have these supernatural creatures, and they're just using guns. It just was like, can we like fight? I liked when, you know, Celine is fighting them. Like, that's the exciting bit. Like, give me some hand-to-hand combat, do some crazy stuff, because there's Lycans and they can crawl up the side of the building. Oh, that's the other thing too. As they progress, it's different. The first 3 or something, don't quote me because I can't remember, has the same director, and then it changes. Oh, third one's a different director, and you can totally tell. Style is different, color's different. Also, the effects, the first one had much more practical effects, and as they went on, they did more special effects, which is like not as good.
Len Wiseman did the first two. The former Mr. Whatever her name is.
Yeah, he was married to
Yep.
Beckinsale. Mr. Beckinsale, yes. 600. Yeah, no, it leaves it open. Sky mentioned there's a 6 Underworld being planned. I'm not surprised. I just don't. I think she's still great, but it's one of those, like, she's supposed to be an ageless vampire, and it's been a while that I don't know if you can make it look like she hasn't aged at all in the past, like, what, while. Not that she looks old. She still looks fantastic, but it's one of those, like,
you can tell the difference,
even the
especially
character,
if you marathoned.
Yeah, even the character's like, I'm done with this battle. I'm done. I actually haven't seen the new Sailor Moon. I was like, yes, I have my Sailor Moon t-shirt. No, I didn't see that new one yet. I've been busy.
Just yet. That's a yet. That's,
yet.
Yes.
It's a yet.
Coming in, back in our top 5, coming in at number 3, Hidden Figures from Fox. Another $16.25 million. Yeah, doing well. I still gotta watch it.
I do want to see that one. Now, is that one you want to? We've had this discussion, you guys too, of like what kind of movies do you want to see in theaters? But this one too, I agree with other people of like, there are certain films that you want to show support for of them being in the box office. Like it's a film that has women of color as lead characters. It has women as lead characters, and be like, no, they can make money at the box office. And so I would probably go just to help support that in that sense of adding to the box office numbers.
I was told to run, not walk, to this. So
nobody has said anything negative. Everyone's always been very positive.
Let's talk to the people who believe the moon landing didn't happen. I'm sure they're not thrilled about this film.
Oh no.
What's this malarkey? This never happened.
Yes. So I'm looking through our chat. I know Kate Beckinsale, though, does look like she hasn't aged much. She looks great.
She's a very attractive woman.
Hidden Figures. Oh, good uplifting movie. I mean, those are nice, too. I definitely enjoy seeing movies that you're like, you feel good at the end. You know, inspirational ones. Oh, actually, wait. Can we take a semi-tangent here real quick? Do you know the recent controversy with The Dog's Purpose?
Yes. Although I've heard that there's like more video out there that kind of shows it in bigger context.
That's what I mean. Like, that's part of the controversy as well, is like they show you one clip, then they jump to another clip. I mean, I don't really want to see the movie, if only because I bawl my eyes out just the trailer. I'm like, I can't watch the movie. But it's interesting, like, that's come out as a thing, and it's like, it's a movie, but promoting like animal adoption. So if you're gonna boycott it, that's boycotting a bad purpose, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's. I mean, Universal was supposed to do the premiere and the junket this past weekend, and they ended up canceling all of it after that video came out because they, as they said, they didn't want it to detract from the message of the movie. It's supposed to be that strong connection between human and animal. So instead, they just canceled the junket and the premiere.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So, but now that you see that other story where they show the video in bigger context, then you're wondering, like, did they just jump to conclusions?
Absolutely. I think they did. I think because there's definitely cuts. Like, it just goes from one shot to a completely other shot. You have no idea when those times were. And then the other thing is, someone pointing out, I was watching online, that they're like, well, why is that being released like now? It was filmed a while ago. If it was a problem, then wouldn't you have been like, hey, look, I have this footage, so. Yeah. I don't know. Just talking about trailers and watching stuff, so.
No, and I mean, there was somebody from the AHA watching that.
Someone was on suspension, yeah.
Yeah. So be curious to see what that investigation yields as well. Yep. As we're talking about animals, though, that segues nicely back into our number 4 film, Sing, from Universal. 2 films in the top 5. Another a little over $9 million. So slowing down.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah, still
kids movie.
Yeah, still not piquing my interest, though.
No, probably not.
No.
Yep.
Oof, no.
Yeah.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I see you sing.
Alvin says, internet jumping to conclusions, say it isn't so. I know, right? Yeah.
And rounding out our top 5, La La Land. Another $8.35 million.
I'm interested, but see, that's also one that I'm like, I'm not rushing, but I want to. But I feel that one's also, I'm trying not to let people build that up because I ruin that all the time. People are like, rah! And I'm like, stop talking about it.
Yes.
Stop.
I feel like that's probably a good way to go into it. Just, try to go in with just whatever your expectations or hopes are. If you get built up by everybody else, because I felt like I did that. I been built in by everybody else. Everything I saw on Facebook or heard from people, and I was like, and then I just came out of it going, no, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
Yep.
Now, of course, those of you wondering the box office bet, which we like to do every single week.
Oh yeah, how much did that
yes,
thing make?
We did, because you demanded a chat room and we listened to you. We did the resurrection of Gavin Stone. And that, folks, I believe I did 1.2 million.
I think I said 5.
You did, yeah.
Quinn
you
said
did 4.
4.
Yes. Maybe she said, Quinn said 3, you said 4.5. You want to see if you can draw back down to 4.
Yeah.
And so the resurrection of Gavin Stone did $1.3 million. Almost there, almost in that sweet spot, guys. So, Kari Lane, we'll be excited.
I have a couple stacked up. Yeah.
Now, one of the viewers, though, Tanya, who follows us on many other shows, she was twittering me saying that she went and saw it and she really liked it. So, there you go.
I watched the trailer, and I'm sorry, I can't watch that character in there. After watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm like, no.
No? Oh, all right. We couldn't get past
Ward.
Agent Ward?
There we go. Yeah, no, Agent Ward, no.
Oh, sorry, Agent Ward.
But it is Angela Johnson, though. That did get my interest. I do like her as a comedian and actress, so.
Well, I mean, Tanya at least liked it, so you've got that going for you.
I was gonna say we have a couple other trailers that people remind me of, but we should talk about trailers at the end.
Oh yeah. We will just before we get into anything else. Just the folks let you know as we're going to be talking about the next box office bet. The 3 films we'll have to choose from.
Oh, did Monster Trucks not make the top 5 at all?
It did not.
Bummer.
I think it came in number 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it came in number 7 because Rogue One was number 6.
Okay, well, it did all right.
Yeah. The 3 films we'll have for the box office bet this week are A Dog's Purpose, one we were just talking about from Universal there. We've got Gold from the Weinstein Company, starring Matthew McConaughey, and Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
Whoop whoop.
From Sony Screen Gems. So those are the 3 films. One of those is the one we'll be doing the box office bet for. So feel free to start chiming away, casting your votes there. I know, Albin, I feel like I can rely on you. I know we've forged this sort of relationship here that I can count on Albin to keep track of everything that's being voted on there. So chime away. Let us know what you want to do. In the meantime, though, we'll continue on with stuff. First, we'll touch with the international numbers real quick before we move on to talking about some trailers and stuff. XXX, as I mentioned, XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, led the international box office this weekend. So even though it only got $20 million in the States, did $50.5 million in 53 markets around the world. Now, this is basically, it's number 1 in 32 markets. And basically, in a like-for-like plays is about 42% above Kingsman: The Secret Service, 4% over San Andreas, and on par with Paramount's own G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Interesting.
Yeah, G.I. Joe Retaliation. That was a more frustrating one.
I actually don't remember if I saw the second one. I know I saw the first one. I don't know if I saw the second one. Oh, wait, I think I did. But I don't remember. I think it was all right. I think I generally like most movies. It's like there's 3 categories. It's like I don't really like it, I really liked it, or it was okay. Like I don't. If it's a neutral, you're like, well, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I think I liked it better than the first one because they ran into some of the more really super crazy stuff. But it was still like, Split. This weekend's domestic champ took 20 overseas markets via Universal to open up above expectations at $5.8 million, and in fact, in the UK, the low-budget pick opened up to $3.1 million.
It's not bad.
And La La Land held the number 1 spot in the UK for the 2nd week in a row, and has tapped another $18 million to date there. The international total is 83.7 through this weekend, and last weekend's offshore winter passengers crossed 175 million overseas, and Legendary's Universal's The Great Wall, super excited for it in February, scaled the $200 million mark internationally. And as we're wrapping up, Disney's Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, crossed the $1 billion mark globally, while the studio's animated Moana sailed past $500 million.
Good job, Moana.
Look at that.
Yeah.
No love for Star Wars, Rogue One or Star Wars Tale?
Well, that one was already doing great, so.
Yeah,
They
that was
don't
to
need
be
more
expected.
cheering. I think it's great, though, too. But, well, there's a lot of things in that movie that's good they do both, though. So.
Yeah. All right, so now if we're talking about like more geek genre stuff like there.
Yes.
One trailer, and I saw I kind of mentioned briefly in the chat, is they dropped the new Logan trailer. I guess the
Yes.
last one before the film comes
Yep.
out in March. What'd you think?
I think it looks really good. Somebody was comparing it to a Western. I do think it probably will be a very different tone than the previous superhero movies, which might throw some people off. Might be a slower burn like most Westerns. So, but they have some action. And I think it's cool that they're taking that character in that direction because it's like, again, it goes also with the actor of like, well, that actor is aging and there are a lot of stories with Logan being older. So it's like great to go that way and like change it up a bit because obviously we've already done so many of the other X-Men movies and they've been hit or miss. So like, why not do a different style for this one?
I get, man, and me, so I always get my hopes up about this stuff.
All my
when I see
nerd
these
friends are
trailers.
freaking out. So are you
This
freaking
seems-
out?
Yeah, it seems like I have high hopes for this one. And from
do,
the little
yeah.
bit of buzz that I've had, that it's just like, this is the Wolverine that people want to see Hugh Jackman doing. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great that we're getting it at all. It's a shame that they couldn't really perfect
Mm-hmm.
the formula until the very last Wolverine film. It's a shame that why if they couldn't have locked onto this quality of storytelling with the first two Wolverines.
Yeah,
But
because they learned.
Yeah, they
Hopefully
learned.
they go, maybe.
Yeah, but I still, no matter how good this is, or like watching Deadpool,
Yeah.
I still, I mean, I did not love X-Men Apocalypse. I know your expectations.
I didn't
since you
love
came in
it,
low.
but
I have very little faith in that franchise.
sure.
Maybe they do better with just isolated characters.
Some.
I don't know. I don't think Gambit,
So-
if that ever gets off the ground. I know some people are already commenting in the chat that it's on hold. I really have zero desire to see a Gambit film. Zero.
I just don't feel they can do it justice. He was one of my favorite characters growing up.
And-
So I'm like,
mean,
they're just going to do it wrong.
I like Channing Tatum. He's great, but I don't want to see him as Gambit.
Oh, someone was saying it's right. I can do a different style, but good different is not. Don't do a boring one. Yeah. Yeah. And then it's interesting having a main character be older. Why not?
Yeah.
Come on, guys, stop hating.
No, I like that. And I mean, I like Patrick Stewart in the trailer as well, too. He's great. Mm-hmm. Just the last little tagline that he has there at the end.
Yeah.
That last little scene. Just that little swear. Anytime you see Professor X swearing, come on. Big
It
fan.
looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll see it. Yeah.
I think they've done a really good job just kind of marketing this. Even just
Yeah.
from the first one that had the Johnny Cash song in there. I thought they just
Yeah.
really established,
Oh.
like, this is
The
a lot
tone,
different.
everything. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be jazzed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Any other trailers you saw that caught your eye?
Oh, yes. People are talking about the new Power Rangers movie. I'm actually kind of excited for that one. That trailer looks super fun. And it's one of those, I think that's kind of how Power Rangers should be. Of like, I grew up watching Power Rangers on TV. I went to the theaters and saw the movies. When they got past animals and went to trucks, that's when I was like, nope. But when they had animals and dinosaurs, I was all for it. It was great. And then they was like Power Rangers Turbo, and I was like, no, peace out. I'm sorry.
Really? What about the kitchen utensils? That was, what, 2 seasons ago?
Wait, for reals?
Yeah, they did all various
no.
kitchen utensils. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I would not be surprised. I mean, I was like, no. But the trailer looks fun, and like how they're doing it a little bit different. So I think that looks exciting.
What do you think of the redesigned costumes?
They look cool.
But I don't know if I like the thing where they basically...
Like
with
it
all-
grows.
It grows, but like with all superhero movies, they always have to have some part where you can take off the face so you can still see the actor amidst all the costumes. I'm like, ugh.
Well,
all right.
with it growing, it reminds me of Guyver, not MacGyver, just Guyver. That was like an alien thing, and it grew on his body, and I liked the idea of a suit growing instead of just magically appearing. Like it changes shape and consistency. But I mean, the kids look like kids, and like young, and I like the variety of what they look like and their personalities, and just like, hey, we discovered it, and I don't know.
And do you like Bryan Cranston?
Sure.
Just pupping around like that cool. All I kept on thinking when I saw that though was just what you find over like at Spencer's or whatever, like the
Yeah.
little pin things that you push up so you can see your hand imprinted in it, and then you let it go and
Yeah.
it goes like down. Like there you go.
we'll see.
Like he was just I just wanted to
We'll
keep
see.
like doing like everybody does with that. They put their middle finger in it and leave it there to make it
Oh,
look it's funny.
well, I mean, Wonder Woman, somebody mentioned that too. Yeah, that trailer looks awesome. trying to see any other interesting trailers you guys are all talking about.
Serenity says Power Rangers is my most anticipated film with Wonder Woman. Love it.
I can't read how you say that, but they look like Iron Man. Yeah, but I mean, like if the Iron Man suit functionally looks well and does well in film, why not kind of cater your outfit to it?
Yeah. But
yeah, the new Transformers. Yep. I don't even think I saw the last one, so.
I did with Mark Wahlberg, and he's back.
Oh,
again
I
for
missed
this
that
one.
one. Yeah. I probably will watch it later. That's a franchise I don't love, but I've watched them.
I like the franchises, but the films have never really felt like executed up to the strength.
Yeah, it's one of those like, it's fine. And all right, come on, keep voting, guys. We still have some time.
There you go. And Michael Bay basically said, like, I think this is going to be his last one, so I'd be curious. I would love to see what the Transformers look like when they get some fresh blood and they're directing it
right?
and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to change it up. I think, okay. And if I can't read it all, guys, sorry, I'm like, I think the controversy on dogs' purpose, animals are on sets to be taken care of, and nowadays, any dog you try to, yeah. So you think it's not as big of a controversy? Yeah, I think it was just the wrong times. Kong Skull Island, I think that one's looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, there's some big, yes. Okay, thank you, Sky. Those are some other ones. A Cure for Wellness looks good and creepy. I saw that trailer. Have you seen that trailer yet?
I don't think I've seen that one, no.
Trailer is very basically a guy who, I only saw it one time, so forgive me if I don't remember it all. His company sends him to go check on a higher up employee who's at like this facility, like a hospital like place. And why he's sent there, you don't know, but it seems like really creepy and like, you're sick, you don't leave. And things just start happening to him. And it just is very like horror and just like what's reality and what's real. So I was like, ooh, that looks really good. And then, Valerian looks so good. I'm very excited for that one.
Oh, all right. I still have to see that Valerian trailer.
King Arthur movie. No, that looks fun. Yeah, okay, that's the other thing. So many of these movies, guys, you gotta like give them credit, like they are. I mean, yes, we should hold movies to higher standards, but I do think there's a lot of movies I'm like, I just go because I'm like, it's gonna be fun, and that's what you want. You're like, I just want my popcorn flick and be excited. I think Eddie Izzard did a thing. He's like, British movies are kind of like, but American movies are like eating your popcorn because you're just like, excited. I'm like, yeah, they're just fun. So King Arthur, I'm like, there are parts of it that are just was like, but it looked cool. Have you seen the trailer for the new King Arthur?
I mean, Guy Ritchie just.
I do like Guy Ritchie movies though, so I'm like, they're cool. Looks good.
I mean, they're supposedly working on another Sherlock Holmes film, so I wouldn't mind seeing that. I feel like the second one was they really started kind of nailing down the style of it.
Oh, yep, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay, now we're talking about like all the trailers coming.
Yeah,
well, but hey, we'll touch upon it. Why not, right? We got a little bit of time. That one does look amazing.
I'm looking forward to that.
Baby Groot. Oh my gosh, I'm just like, I want it. He's so cute. He's adorable.
We'll be doing the box office.
Beauty and the Beast. Oh, that too. I know. I do agree with like why remake it with people and make it kind of exactly the same, but
I just feel like it's never gonna be as good as the animated film.
Oh, and then the Circle. I don't remember that one. The Circle or the War. Nope. Blade Runner, yes. Blade Runner 2. I've seen a small teaser for it.
Yeah, where you see Harrison Ford.
It's really hard, and he's talking to Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's hard to really know from it. And then Alien Covenant, nope. I'm already like, nope, because they touch shit with their fingers and like don't wear their mask. I'm like, no. Life. That's the name of it. Then you guys chimed in last time too. Life. That's another outer space one. They're like, let me touch it. And then, like, bad stuff happens. And you're like, no. The Shack, yes. I've seen that trailer. And too many other issues I have with plots of that. Have you seen that trailer?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Come on, Frank. You got to get on these trailers.
Sorry.
Apparently, I watch a lot of trailers. No, The Shack is like this guy's daughter disappears and is kidnapped and essentially murdered.
Yes.
And like he gets to go talk to God. And someone said Octavia Spencer. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Well, it seems like he's going through heaven or some kind of other realm.
Yeah, well, he gets to talk to God about it and like forgiveness for that person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know. Someone murdered and possibly did other horrible things before they murdered my child. I don't know if I'd be really like, yes, I can forgive them.
And that's with Sam Worthington,
So I'm just
right?
like,
yeah. Nah, that's who's. That's.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. And yeah, well, guys, we can't talk about we got Resident Evil vote, yay!
All right.
But anyways, life looks generic. Yeah, it does. It's like outer space. I mean, that one's
seen that one
Ryan Reynolds, and there's a few other people, and it's just. Oh yes. Okay, somebody mentioned another trailer. The thing about it is, it's just like outer space shuttle thing, and things go wrong. Dun dun dun. And you're just like, meh. It just doesn't look appealing. There's nothing new that you're just like, oh, I haven't seen that yet. Kung Fu Yoga, yes. Jackie Chan meets Bollywood. I am very excited. I was like, okay. This is how nerdy I was with Bollywood. I was like, do I recognize anybody? And I recognized one Bollywood guy from the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, he's in like Happy New Year, and I love that guy in that movie. That's a Bollywood movie if you guys don't know that title. But the other people, I'm like, I don't really know them. But I'm like, well, I'm glad he's doing some crazy movie. However, the trailer, I'm like, can I find it in subtitled version? Because the dubbing is bad.
Oh.
It looks kind of cheesy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jackie
Yeah,
Chan. I
just a little
love
bit,
me some Jackie Chan, but I don't know. All right, so folks, of course, we're talking about our 3 movies
Yes.
for the box office bet, but we also like to do a little box office look back about somebody that's actually starring in one of the films coming out
Yep.
this weekend. For this, I chose Dennis Quaid, somebody that
Sure.
too many of the other ones have been already like Mila Djokovic is already just like his Resident Evil. For
Djokovic?
Yeah, Jonovich. What?
I was like, I don't think it's not a joke.
Jovovich.
Jovovich. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
I'm
you,
like,
Neil.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
It was just there's all the Resident Evil, so no sense in doing that.
Okay,
But
now
Dennis
somebody just
Quaid-
put a whole bunch of trailers. Okay, Sky, we're not talking about all of them. Yeah, we did. Oh, we did talk about a lot of them getting rebooted. Thanks.
So for Dennis Quaid, coming in number 5, Yours, Mine, and Ours from 2005 from Paramount, 17.4 million.
I think
I did not see that one.
I think I did. I don't remember. That one I might not have. I think I saw the other something that was a similar like bunch of kids and.
Kind of like
Cheaper by the Dozen. I saw
yes.
that one.
Yes, I did not see Yours, Mine, or Ours, but it did all right.
Yeah.
Coming in number 4, Legion from Screen Gems.
I did like that
came
one.
out in 2010, 17.5 million. Mm-hmm. That's one with Paul
I
Bettany,
did
right?
see that. Yes.
Yeah.
I did like that one.
Yeah, it was all right. Number 6, coming in number 3, Vantage Point from Sony, back from 2008, $22.8 million.
I like that one.
I didn't get a chance to see that one. With
It
him
was
and
good.
Matthew Fox.
Good drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Came out 2009, $54.7 million.
I think I saw that and I like that one. Yeah.
Man, that was just a hair over 4,000 theaters. They were really, Paramount was really pushing that one. Coming in number 1, though, if you like Roland Emmerich and you like his disaster movies,
I did like that one.
then you've got The Day After Tomorrow.
Yes.
Came out in 2004, $68.7 million.
Yep.
Him, Jake Gyllenhaal.
That was a good one. I mean, disaster movies are a fun category in and of themselves, and some of them are just there's like the scale of completely absurd, like that's not going to happen, to the like more realistic ones, and they're just entertaining because it's a human drama.
That's right. I mean, you see the tornadoes are ransacking downtown Los Angeles. Yeah. There you go.
You know.
So, folks, we're getting close right now to our box office bet. And the one last thing we'll do before we go that is we're going to do our top 5 for next week.
Well, we do have to remind people, guys, these top 5 right now that Frank was just saying, it's not necessarily how good they were or how popular they are, but it is their numbers that they did for box office weekend, because we've definitely talked about that of like, why isn't this one there? And you guys have chimed in with some excellent films of his, but apparently box office, they didn't do it in the opening weekend, but they might have made it later.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, just looking at some of these totals, they do not stack up. Like Yours, Mine, and Ours, its total gross was actually higher than Legion, but still its opening weekend was lower. So, I mean, we're not even talking about stuff like Inner Space.
Yes.
You know.
Well, some people said Frequency, Any Given Sunday.
I
mean, there's A lot of good stuff.
I like good stuff, but just
box office numbers, people.
couldn't beat G.I.
Yep.
Joe: The Rise of Cobra, guys. When you're in over 4,000 theaters, you're gonna do pretty well opening weekend. Now, just before we get into our predictions for next week's top 5, though, the 5 Resident Evil films have opened up with 17, 23, 23, 26, and $21 million, respectively. So,
Well, the other thing with it, they've done. That's a good question. How much do you guys care about ads on TV, in the theater, billboards, bus stop signs? Like, how much does seeing it in advance affect your interest in it, knowledge of it, and desire to see it? Because I think generally any campaign where they haven't been going for a while is at least it's then on people's radar.
Yeah.
So then maybe when it actually is coming out, they're like, oh yeah, I've been hearing about that one for a while. And like maybe people are more inclined. I don't know.
yeah, it's.
Do you think, do you notice it? Or do you go, hey, I've been hearing about that one for
I will see like it on bus stops or billboards or on the sides of vehicles.
Yeah.
And I guess it's always just like, oh yeah, that's coming out. And I always just admire just like, how they choose to interpret the poster
Right,
and, like,
yeah.
when they're doing very horizontally. But I don't know if it's those that are actually like enticing me in for the film. I feel like I still need to see something. So I guess maybe in the sense where it'll get me interested to go look up the trailer and then from the trailer make my final judgment if I need to see it right away or not.
Yeah. Oh no. I can't read the name, but girl behind the counter at the theater ruined the reveal from Split for me. I was getting my tickets and she was so sweet and didn't do it intentionally, but still, oh, that sucks. Oof. Like you're getting like, I'm ready to go in, then like here's the reveal. Oh, I've had that in movie theaters where you're like next to people as they're exiting or something, and you're like la la la, like run past them because they're talking about it as you're waiting. Ooh, that is very dangerous. Yeah. Serenity said I only watch trailers. That's it. Don't pay attention to anything else. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Resident Evil.
All right, so we've got, of course, Resident Evil, the final chapter.
We haven't been told what our bet is yet.
Oh, no, well, we're going to do our top 5 for next week.
Yes.
So we've got Dog's Purpose, Gold, Resident Evil, the final chapter. Will any of those enter our top 5?
Gold, that's the one. Okay, yes. It's listed as an adventure movie.
Yeah.
It actually looked kind of, well, it's based on true story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that one actually looked kind of cool. McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. See, that one was one where I'm like, oh yeah, that trailer. I actually saw it a while ago. Yeah, okay.
All right, Kari Lane, what do you think?
Do I think anything will break stuff? I think Gold's gonna do well. Okay, I'm not saying a top 5 just yet. I'm speaking my thought process on this. I think Gold will probably do well because that one is interesting. Everybody loves based on true story stuff. They're always like, oh, that's interesting. And the concept is pretty interesting. It looks like a fun, wild ride and like it's not quite rags to riches, but still it's like people like gaining money is always like, ooh, how'd that happen? Resident Evil, it's a, definitely built-in franchise. Dog's Purpose has had trailers for a while, and everybody loves a good animal movie and pulling those heartstrings.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think there's going to be an actual boycott on it. All right, thanks, Alvin. Yeah, Dog's Purpose, 8, Resident Evil, only 2. Dog's Purpose ran with it. Yes, we do like that pun. Yep. Do you have a top 5 yet?
I think I'm going to do Split. I'll stay number 1. I'll put Resident Evil 2, XXX, 3, Hidden Figures, 4, and I'll put a Dog's Purpose 5.
Okay, I'm going to keep similar. I have a similar idea with you, but a little different. I do think Split will probably stay number 1. Resident Evil 2, XXX 3, 4 Gold, and 5 Dog's Purpose.
Interesting, bumping Hidden
Yeah,
Figures.
maybe. It's one of those that the other ones still might hold the spot, but new movies that. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It said pointing out that Gold's not opening up in enough theaters. 2,200.
Yeah.
That is small. That's true. Okay, maybe I'll bump Gold out of 5 and put Hidden Figures at 5.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that would be Split, Resident Evil, XXX, Split, Resident Evil, XXX, Dog's Purpose. Oh, and gold? Yeah, sure.
Ooh, you're sticking with gold.
Yeah,
You
gold's
say
fine.
gold over
Oh.
Hidden Figures?
No, Hidden Figures is 5. Gold is honorable mention.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So very similar to that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like, as Evelyn was saying, that A Dog's Purpose ran away
Yeah.
with it. All right.
Well, no, I said Resident Evil is 2. What did you say? You said we both said Resident Evil for number 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So we think we'll do well.
And so, A Dog's Purpose had eight
Purpose.
votes, and Resident Evil had 2. So it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing A Dog's Purpose.
Oh, I said that for number 4. Yeah, right?
Yes.
I keep jumping around.
This is a comedy/drama from Universal Pictures. They're starring Dennis Quaid and a few other people. Josh Gad.
Oh, comedy drama, yeah.
Josh Gad is the voice of the dog, so learning little valuable lessons, lifetime to lifetime. What do you think here? Let's
I'm
type it
putting
in.
it at number 4.
Putting it at number 5. So, of course, folks, for those of you just joining us, or if you want to repeat the rules, the box office bet is, of course, where Kari and I, or Quinn, if she's here as well, will bet on what we think the opening box office weekend will be for the film in contention. In this case, A Dog's Purpose. The person
yay,
that's closest
Jamie,
to it,
we agree.
yes, it gets bragging rights. We get to just brag that we really understand how the box office works. Yeah, just a hearty pat on the back, you know. But the person that's farthest away from the actual total will have to go see the film in the theaters and then come in and share their experience with us about the film. So, have you locked in your bet yet?
Did.
Okay.
I like that Jamie agrees with me.
I'm not
Good
even going to look
choice.
up there, so as to not influence my betting.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here whilst I.
Star Drew said.
wow, Star Drew. I'm trying to telepathically read your thoughts here, see if we're on the same.
I might be too high, but if I put it at number 4, I gotta do a higher number.
All right. I'm going number 5 on that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. All right. Okay. All right. Here's what I got it. All right, Kari Lane, what do you got?
12.
I had 10.
Ah!
Oh, all right. So we will say. What did Star Drew have? No, or were you just kidding me about Star Drew's prediction?
He said 6.
He just said 6. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it interesting that some movies don't get sequels, but then there's other movies like Underworld and Resident Evil just keep going?
Yeah, I mean I gotta imagine that's just the international box office at play. Those are
It could be, yeah.
films that are just we can keep making them, and then we're gonna recoup our investment.
I mean, I'm planning to see Resident Evil. I'm going to be marathoning all those as well ahead of time. Maybe not necessarily in one sitting. But with that one, though, I think the last 2, they were like, yeah, this is the last Resident Evil. And I'm like, make up your mind.
Yeah.
So now, in the last one. All right, we have some other bets in there. We got 8.5, 10, 9, K9. Haha, it's cute.
There you go. And Hugh says my dog gave 3 out of 5 paws for A Dog's
No,
Purpose.
see, as a dog owner, I'm like, I can't watch it. The trailer makes me cry.
But there's that moment there where Dennis Quaid reconnects with the dog.
That's what makes me cry.
There you go. Like, wait, is that you?
I think it's a book called Man's Best. I think it's Man's Best Friend or something like that. But it's a German book written in the 40s, been translated into English, and so it's written very, it's just not very colloquial, common day English. But he mentioned he refers to female dogs as bitches, which technically is true by their definition. But it's a book talking about, as a dog owner, it's an excellent book. I'll figure out what it is and I'll tweet about it. I'll tweet you. There we go. Well, hashtag boss on breakdown.
All right.
But it talks about domesticating dogs that but the last chapter is loyalty to your dog after death and moving on to a new dog after. Oh my gosh, if you ever had a dog, you'll bawl your eyes out, but it's an amazing book and great chapter. No, it's but it's things you got to go through.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's what somebody said, adopting a pet is just knowing that allowing sadness into your heart, because you just know someday.
It's a what?
It's adopting a pet is just allowing sadness into your heart, because you at one point you know you're gonna. It's not going to end well, unfortunately. But you enjoy the time that
Short
you are together.
lifespan, yes.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that really somber note, go. Pets are beautiful. Pets are beautiful. Yes,
Yes,
love
they
and
are.
hug and cuddle if
Love
you
our
have them.
pets.
Yes. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Box Office Breakdown, everybody. Fingers crossed. We see if Kari Lane can do a hat trick for the box office bet. Get 3 films on the docket. Yes, let's make that happen, folks. Don't go see A Dog's Purpose. Tell your friends not to do it. So we see Kari Lane. His hot, scintillating review. See how much she cried during that film.
No, I can't. Yeah.
But everybody, thanks for joining us here for this
thank
episode.
you.
Yes. So like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks everybody for hopping in the chat. And as always, even after the show's over, you can comment, as Kari like to says.
Yes, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on what we've talked about today, movies, and we talked about a lot. And what other trailers maybe we didn't talk about that you're looking forward to.
That's right. And if you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, make fun of our box office bets or whatever, Kari Lane, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE, and Facebook at Kari Lane Actor. And guys on Twitter do hashtag Box Office Breakdown. There are some other ones on there, and then some others that aren't related to our show, but still, then we can definitely see it.
That's right.
So,
and you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. And thanks to Neil in the booth with your wise insights about M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
We'll see you next week, folks, for another episode of Box Office Breakdown.
See
Have
ya.
fun at the theater. Put butter on that
Bye.
From
popcorn.
producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.